Hello, I am Sunita. Welcome to my class. Here I am going to discuss Gpstr 2017 Maths and Science Solved Question Paper Part 2. This is my second class. Let us discuss the question. Blindness is associated with the deficiency of option A, vitamin A, option B, vitamin C, option C, vitamin D, option D, vitamin K. Vitamin A deficiency is contributed to blindness. How it will cause the blindness? Listen here. First, it will dry the cornea. Cornea is the very thin layer of the eyes. This cornea, it will help to focus the light rays and also it will help to focus the object. If the cornea, if it is get damaged, then you are not able to focus an object. If it is not able to focus properly, then you are not able to get a proper image on the retina. Therefore, here vitamin A deficiency, it will cause damage in the retina and also it will cause damage in the cornea. If anyone also, if it is get damaged, then you are not able to see an object. Therefore, correct answer for this question is vitamin A. It will cause the blindness of the eye. Next question, which of the following does not play a primary role in the formation of the soil from the rocks? Option A, sun. Option B, wind. Option C, water. Option D, trees. Among this one, which one is not involved in the formation of the soil from the rocks? Primarily, initially, which one it will not involve? That is the question. Let us see one by one in detail. The sun heats up rocks during the day. During the day, the atmospheric temperature will be more. Therefore, the rocks, it will get expand. At the night, the rocks cool down and contract. At the night, the temperature of the atmosphere, it will be less, otherwise it will decrease. Therefore, the rock, it will get contract. This unequal expansion and contraction in different part of the rocks result in the formation of cracks. This unequal expansion and contraction in different part of the rocks then result in the formation of cracks on the rocks. This way, the sun, it will help in the formation of soil from the rocks. Then second one is wind. How it will help? Let us see here. Minute rock particles are carried away by the blowing wind. Already you know, when the wind is blowing, it will carry the lighter particles with it and it will throw, otherwise it will deposit in somewhere. In the same way, minute rock particles, the wind, it will carry with it, then it will drop somewhere. Like this, it will help. Then the third one is water. How the water, it will work? Listen here. Rainfall dissolves some of the soil materials and holds other in suspension. Rainwater, some of the soil particles, they will get dissolved in water and some they will suspend in the water. Some soil particles, those soil particles which they are light, they will be suspended in the water. The water carries and leaches these materials down through the soil. Water, it will carry some of the light soil particles and also it will absorb some of the soil particles also. Then over the time, this process can change in the soil, make it less fertile. This process make the soil less fertile. In all these three, they will help in the formation of soil from the rocks, even sun, wind, water. But here tree, it will not play any role. It will not play any primary role in the formation of soil from the rocks. Therefore, answer for this question is tree. Next question, read the following statement. First one, carbon monoxide is greenhouse gas. CFC means chlorofluorocarbon cause ozone depletion. Third one, sulfur dioxide release can cause acid rain. Among these three statements, which are the statements are correct? they are asking the question. Let us discuss in detail. First, we will see what is meant by ozone depletion. Ozone depletion is nothing but the formation of hole in the ozone, otherwise ozone, it will start losing its capacity, otherwise it will reduce its absorption of ultraviolet radiation. That one we will call it as a ozone depletion. Why it will happen? Let us see here. Normally, harmful gases present in the atmosphere, otherwise from the human activities it will get produced. Among this one, important one is chlorofluorocarbons and halogens. Halogens. These two gases firmly found in aerosol spray cans and also refrigerants. They will produce from these two sources. After producing, they will mix in the atmospheric gases. Then after mixing with atmospheric gases, they will undergo some chemical reaction. This chemical reaction lead to the breakage in the ozone layer. Then it will break the ozone molecules also. This one we will call it as a ozone depletion. If ozone depletion happens, then harmful radiation, example ultraviolet radiation, they can pass through ozone layer easily through the holes, and also this ozone layer, it will loses its absorption capacity of ultraviolet radiation. These two are very harmful effect of ozone depletion. Therefore, ozone depletion is very serious matter that we have to consider, that we have to avoid it. The next one, acid rain. Acid rain is caused by a chemical reaction that begins when compounds like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides are released into the air. How it will cause the acid rain? Acid rain, it is produced if the atmospheric gas is mixed with sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides. These substances can rise with high into the atmosphere. These two gases, they will rise up to a atmosphere. In the atmosphere where we are having water, oxygen and other chemicals, then they will react with each other, then they will form an acid. Then it will cause a acid pollutants known as a acid rain. After, when all these chemicals, when they mixed with each other, then they will condense, otherwise they will mix with water, then rain, then it will cause an acid rain. Here see second and third statement, CFC cause ozone depletion, that is correct. The next one, sulfur dioxide release can cause acid rain. Both the statements are correct. Then first one, carbon monoxide is a greenhouse gas. Carbon monoxide is not a greenhouse gas. This is the wrong statement. Then according to this question, the correct answer is this option. Okay, let us discuss next question. Arrangement of the different types of friction in the descending order of their magnitude is. Descending order means from bigger to smaller, you have to arrange the types of friction. First option, sliding friction, static friction, rolling friction. Second one is static friction, sliding friction, rolling friction. Third one is rolling friction, sliding friction, static friction. Fourth one is static friction, rolling friction, sliding friction. To answer this question, you have to know what is meant by friction and also types of friction. Here, what is meant by a friction? Friction is a force that opposes motion between any surfaces that are touching. When any two surfaces, when they are touching, then they will oppose a friction, otherwise they will create a friction. If the object want to move, then you have to apply a force. If you applied a force, then here this object, it will be in contact with the surface, then this surface, it will oppose the motion of the object. That process we will call it as a friction. Here, to overcome the friction, you have to apply more force. If you apply a more force, then the frictional force it will overcome. Otherwise, applied force it will be more from the frictional force, more to the frictional force. Then the frictional force it will be less. Then that case the object it will start moving. Then here let us see what is meant by static friction. Static friction, the frictional force resists force that is applied to an object. The object remains at the rest until the force of static friction is overcome. Static friction is nothing but if the applied force is equal to the frictional force, then the object it will not at all move. That object it will be at the rest. That type of friction we will call it as a static friction. For to overcome static friction, you need more energy, otherwise you have to apply more force. Therefore, magnitude of static friction it will be more compared to these two friction. Let us discuss. Next I will explain. The next one, sliding friction. The frictional force present when one object moves slowly or slide over the surface of another object is known as the sliding friction. Once that static friction, once it overcome, then the object it will start moving slowly. At this case, the applied force it will be more compared to the frictional force. Then the object it will start moving. Therefore, sliding friction, magnitude of sliding friction it will be less compared to static friction. Then third one is rolling friction. When object rolls over the surface of another object, the resistance to its motion is called as a rolling friction. Already the shape of the object it will be in the form of a ball, otherwise it will be rolling. To make the object to move, it will be very easy compared to these two cases. If you push the object, then it will overcome the rolling friction, then the object will start moving. Then here contact between the object and the surface it will be less compared to these two friction types of friction. Then here if you apply less force only, this friction it will overcome, then the object it will start moving fastly. Therefore, rolling friction it needs less energy, otherwise less force compared to these two friction. Therefore, magnitude of static friction will be more compared to sliding friction and rolling friction. The magnitude of sliding friction it will be more compared to rolling friction will be the least. Then here we can arrange in the descending order. Then the option will be 2. First one static friction, second one is sliding friction, third one is rolling friction. Next question, the element which form amphoteric oxide is option A magnesium, option B sodium, option C phosphorus, option D aluminium. First we will see what is meant by a amphoteric oxide. Amphoteric oxides are the oxide that behaves as both acidic and basic oxide. Amphoteric oxides they will behave both acidic and also basic oxide. What is mean by an acid? An acid is nothing but it will donate H plus ions and also it will accept a pair of electrons. That is acid. Base it will accept a H plus ion, hydrogen ion, and it will donate a pair of electrons. Here this amphoteric oxide sometimes it will behave as an acid, sometimes it will behave as a base. Let us consider first case here. Here aluminium oxide react with hydrochloric acid, you will get aluminium chloride and also water. In this case, aluminium oxide behaves as a base, then base react with acid, you will get salt and water. This type of reaction we will call it as a neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction is nothing but acid react with base, you will get salt and water. Here basic oxide is aluminium oxide, it will behaves as a base, react with hydrochloric acid, it is an acid, both react then combine to form a aluminium chloride, that is an salt and also water. Then here first case aluminium oxide it behaves as a base. Then see next case, second case, aluminium oxide react with sodium hydroxide, then you will get sodium aluminate and also water. Here the same aluminium oxide behaves as a acidic oxide, behaves as an acid. Then sodium hydroxide is a base, both combined to form a sodium aluminate. This is also a salt. Then this is also an example of a neutralization reaction. Aluminium oxide react with sodium hydroxide base, then you will get sodium aluminate as a salt and also water. Therefore, amphoteric oxide have properties of acidic as well as a basic oxide that neutralize both acid as well as a base. Here one thing you have to remember, aluminium oxide behaves as a acidic oxide and also basic oxide. Therefore, correct answer for this question is aluminium. This is an amphoteric oxide. It will behave as a both acidic oxide and also basic oxide. Next question, the chemical liquid enters into the body when honeybee bites is which of the chemical liquid it will enters to the body when honeybee bites. First option methanoic acid, second option ethanoic acid, third one propanoic acid, fourth one butanoic acid. Methanoic acid, another name is formic acid, both also one and the same. Formic acid is present in honeybee sting, which is used for chemocommunication. Formic acid is present in honeybee, that formic acid used for chemocommunication. Bee sting venom is acidic in nature. Already you know formic acid acidic in nature. It has so many chemical like histamine, allergy causing chemical. When honeybee bites, then you will cause some allergic symptoms. It is due to the presence of histamine chemical present in the honeybee. And hyaluronidase. Then here the effect of bee when honeybee bite on the skin on your body, then how you will cure that one. Then already you know formic acid is an acid, then you have to neutralize with a base. Therefore you can use baking soda, neem leaves and also garlic. Using this one you can neutralize acid, then whatever the honeybee bite, it will get cure. Therefore correct answer for this question is methanoic acid, that is nothing but formic acid. Okay. Let us discuss next question. Which of the food chain directly depends upon the solar radiation? Which food chain directly depends upon the sun? Option A, decomposer food chain. Option B, detritus food chain. Option C, grazing food chain. Option D, parasitic food chain. Correct answer for this question is grazing food chain. Grazing food chain is a type of food chain in which energy at the lower trophic level is acquired via photosynthesis. The grazing food chain begins with producer like green plants who create their own food through the process of photosynthesis. Here, green plants, they will behave as a producer because during the process of photosynthesis, they will prepare the food. Then, in the process of photosynthesis, they will use sunlight, water, carbon dioxide. Using this one, they will prepare the food. Later, when the plant, after preparing the food using the process of photosynthesis, then herbivorous are nothing but the animals, they will eat only plants. Then herbivorous, they will survive. After herbivorous, they will come to carnivorous, they will move on to carnivorous. Then in the grazing food chain, energy is acquired from the sun. In this way, the grazing food chain directly depends upon the sun because the primary food level is plants. Plants, they will prepare the food during the process of photosynthesis. In the process of photosynthesis, they need sunlight. Therefore, in this case, sun is the primary source of level of energy source to prepare the food. Therefore, the correct answer for this question is grazing food chain. Thanks for listening my class. If you have any doubt in any question, you can contact me. Hope you enjoy my class. Let us meet in the next session. Whatever the question we discussed here, read and practice in home properly and revise, understand the concept. It will help for the next upcoming exams. Okay, thank you. Thank you.